Good afternoon, children. Welcome to today's politics class. Last day, I was started a new lesson, that is from your politics 6th chapter, understanding our criminal justice system. In that video, we are detailedly discuss about a story which is given in your textbook, that is about the Mr. and Mrs. Shinte and about the domestic worker Shanti. Okay, and Shanti was illegally arrested by the police and their story, and in that story we detailedly see about the police and the defense lawyer and the judge and the public prosecutor. All these things we see. So today I am going to explain about what is the role of the police in investigating a crime. What is the role of the police in investigating a crime? So we can start the class. Before that, you have to ready for the class and take your textbook and all the materials. After that, watch this video 2 or 3 times and read your textbook minimum 3 times and underline important points in your textbook, and then you do your works given in your assignments in Google Classroom. So like that way you have to go. If you have any doubt, point out and ask to me, or in Google Meet we can clarify. Okay, so let us go to our class, today's class. Okay, children, what is the role of the police in investigating a crime? One important function of the police is to investigate any complaint about the commission of a crime. So that is a very important function of the police, that is the police to investigate any complaint about the commission of a crime. Then an investigation includes recording statements of witnesses and collecting different kinds of evidences. On the basis of the investigation, the police are required to form an opinion. If the police think that the evidence points to the guilt of the accused person, then they file a charge sheet in the court as stated at the beginning of the chapter. It is not the job of the police to decide whether a person is guilty or innocent. That is for the judge to decide. So the police very important function is that investigating a crime about the complaint about the complaint, and that investigation includes recording statements and of the witnesses and collecting different kinds of evidence. Then on the basis of the investigation, the police are required to form an opinion. Then if the police think that the evidence points to guilt of the accused person, then they file a charge sheet in the court. Okay, so the police do not have the power to decide a person or guilty or not. That is in the court, judge has to decide. So that is we already before the stories we read about that one and understand about that one. Police can investigate the crime and collect the evidence, but they do not have the power to decide that the person is guilty or not. That who can decide, the judge in the court can be decide with the evidence and the arguments of both the defense lawyers and public prosecutor. Then only judge can decide whether the person guilty or not. You read in Unit 2 about the rule of law, which means that everyone is subject to the law of the land. So everyone should obey the land. No one is above the law. Okay, everyone in the land, in our country, should obey the same laws. No one is above or below the law. All are equal before the law. That is known as rule of law. This includes the police. Therefore, police investigation always have to be conducted in the accordance with the law and with full respect for human rights. The Supreme Court has laid out guidelines that the police must follow at the time of arrest, detention and interrogation. The police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot anyone during investigation. They cannot inflict any form of punishment on a person, even for petty offenses. Okay, so that is the police have to go under the guidelines of the constitution and the laws, and therefore police investigation always has to be conducted in accordance with the law and with the full respect for human rights. Then the Supreme Court has laid down guidelines that the police must follow at the time of arrest and detention and interrogation time. There are many kinds of rules and regulations given by the Constitution and given by the Supreme Court. Only the police can go according to that only. That means the police are not allowed to torture or beat or shoot anyone during investigation. Okay, they cannot inflict any form of punishment on a person, even for a petty offenses. Okay, they do not have the power to do like that. Okay, so when they are investigating a crime, who can decide that person is guilty or not? That is only can decide in the court judge. Okay, the police can't do. Police can collect the evidence, and in the investigation time, the police can't do any kinds of torturing against anyone. Okay, that is can't beat or can't do any kinds of illegal activities against that human beings. Okay, that is against the human rights. Okay. Then Article 22 of the Constitution and criminal law guaranteed to every arrested person the following fundamental rights. Okay, Article 22 is given that right to life, that is Article 22 of the Constitution and the criminal law guaranteed to every arrested person the following fundamental rights. The first one, the right to be informed at the time of arrest of the offense for which the person is being arrested. Okay, the first one, the right to be informed at the time of arrest of the offense for which the person being arrested. So before arresting, that should be informed to that person. Then the right to be presented before a magistrate within 24 hours of arrest. Okay, so the right to be presented before a magistrate within 24 hours of arrest. Within 24 hours, who the police should be presented that person before the magistrate. Okay, that is important fundamental rights. Then the right not to be ill-treated or tortured during arrested or in custody. So after the custody, do not torture that person or don't do any illegal actions in the custody. Okay, so that is, then the confessions made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. Okay, so the confession made in police, that means the kuttasammadam. Okay, that is in the police, before the police, that is not as evidence. Okay, so the right to not be confession made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. Okay, so in front of the police, if they said again anything that is not a evidence, okay, the confession, maybe it can be the police may be tortured and beaten. After that, maybe because of that person confess, that is, I did a crime, but that is not the evidence. Okay, the confession made in police custody cannot be used as evidence against the accused. Then a boy under 15 years of age and woman cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. So a boy under 15 years of age and woman cannot be called to the police station only for questioning. Only for questioning, these people can't call. That means the police can't call above under the 15 years. A boy under the 15 years of age and a woman cannot be called to the police station. Okay. Then the Supreme Court of India has laid down specific requirements and procedures that the police and other agencies have to follow for the arrest, detention and interrogation of any person. Okay. These are the police officials who carry out the arrest or investigation should wear clear and accurate and visible identification and name tags with their designation. So when they are going to arrest means they have to show that is their identification. That means they need a tag or uniform. With that only they can arrest a person. Then a memo of arrest should be prepared at the time of arrest and should include the time and date of arrest. Then it should also be attested by at least one witness who could include a family member of the person arrested. Okay, the arrest memo should be countersigned by the person arrested. So this procedure should be followed. Okay, that means a memo of arrest should be prepared at the time of arrest and should include the time and date of arrest. Then another one, it should be also be attested, should be signed by at least one witness who could include a family member of the person who arrested. Then the arrest memo should be countersigned by the person arrested. Okay, then the person arrested, detained or being interrogated has a right to inform a relative, friend or well-wisher. Okay, so when a friend or relative lives outside the district, the time, the place of arrest and venue of custody must be notified by police within 8 to 12 hours after arrest. So these procedures should be followed. Okay, these kinds of procedures should be followed by the police. Okay, then only the police can be arrest a person. So that is very important. About all these procedures should be followed by the police. Okay, there should be an correct identification should be shown, and a memo should be given to the person who are arresting. That time and date and everything should be there, and at least one witness should be signed, and that person also should be signed, countersigned by the arrested person. Then the person arrested can be inform the relative, and they should the friend or well-wisher, the person arrested, detained or being interrogated has a right to inform a relatives. Okay, so all these are the procedures should be followed. You can see that above the story is given. In that story, all these kinds of things is not practiced by the police. Okay, say Rao is not doing these kinds of, that is a illegal work, and his investigation also not good. He did not do clearly the investigated the crime, so that is why that person Shanti was arrested. Then only that, not only that, Shanti's brothers also illegal custodies. Okay, so he was also in the illegal custodies. So all these things should be done by the police, then only can be done. So the page number 72, there is given some questions that you have to read that story and answer that questions. Okay, then first information report, already we studied about that one. FIR, that is, it is within the registration of our FIR that the police can bring their investigation to a crime. The law states that it is compulsory for an officer in charge of police station to register an FIR whenever a person gives information about a cognizable offense. Okay, this information can be given to the police either orally or in writings. The FIR usually mention the date, time, and place of the offense. The place of the offense. Details that basic facts of the offense, including a description of the events. Okay, so all these things should be done in the FIR. So first information report, it is very important. So the police can bring their investigation into a crime. The law states that it is compulsory for an officer in charge of the police station to register FIR. Whenever a person gives information about a cognizable offense, this information can be given to the police either orally or in writings. The FIR usually mentions the date, time, and the place of the offense, details the basic facts of the offense, including a description of the events. Okay, if not, the identity of the accused person and witnesses is also mentioned. The FIR also states the name and address of the complainant. So, like that, the FIR should be done. Okay. So the these things should be followed in the FIR. The FIR is very important evidence, and so the first information report, that is should be done by the police. That is a very important evidence before the court. So that is about the FIR. Okay, thank you for listening my class. If you have any doubts, you can call me and ask, or you can clarify in the Google Meet, point out and read the chapter and underline important points. After that, do your works. Okay, thank you.